Hello everyone and welcome to Azam Shah Weekly. In this video, I'm going to explain to you that what exactly is environment object. One of the good things about being exposed to different technologies like React and Flutter is that you can kind of reference it, meaning that environment object is actually the global state in Redux. Now, if you don't know what Redux is and what React is, that's perfectly fine. We are going to go through this like you don't know what global state is. So environment object in SwiftUI is represented by environment object or at environment object. Basically, the idea is pretty simple. Let's say that we are not using environment object and we have this kind of a view hierarchy. So forget about the views which doesn't really have any name. We'll only focus on login and card. Now the login view is displayed to the user logs in and sets the property is authenticated to true. Great, everything works fine. Now the thing is that we want to pass as property to the card view, which is, well, pretty far away, as you can see. But it can be done. Don't get me wrong, it can be done. So what's going to happen is that we'll start with the login view, which contains the is authenticated property. We're going to pass it up, down, and yes, finally, to the card view. And now the card view can use the is authenticated property true and, well, display the card or do something. Well, that's a lot of passing around that particular property to all the way to the card view. Maybe there's a better way, and there is. What about if the login view, which is on the left-hand side, can write any property to something called an environment object? So that property is now part of the environment object, is authenticated true, or any other property that you want to write. Now the great thing about this is that now we don't really have to pass it around up, down. We just tell card that, hey, you know what? The property is already written in the environment object and you can just access it directly from there. So you don't have to pass around a property that will be used in a completely different nested hierarchy of views. You can simply tell that particular view that, hey, go ahead and read the data from there. Now, one of the questions is that what should I store in environment object? Well, it really depends. You can store data that is shared between multiple components. You can store data or state that is shared between different components in a nested hierarchy. Some of the examples are is authenticated flag, some sort of authentication token, username, card items, but it really depends on the app. If your app is displaying a list of wish list items, maybe some sort of a favorite items, favorite books, and you want to display those favorite books into multiple views, you need to access those in multiple views, that you can also store in environment object because you want to access it in multiple views. So that is perfectly fine. One other question people ask is that, okay, so hold on, so we have an environment object, so if I want to pass state or some sort of a data from view 1 to view 2, I would just start using environment object, right? Not really. I mean, if you're just communicating between two different views and passing data from one view to the other view, and that's pretty much it, like a master detail kind of a view, you should just pass it when you are creating your view, like a destination view. And that's it. You are not really using that particular data anywhere else in the application. So you shouldn't really put that in the environment object. You should just pass it like a normal passing of the view. And I have many other videos which will show you how you can pass data from one view to the other. So that's the basic idea of environment object. Environment object is basically the global state. Any view can get information from the environment object without having to pass around those properties all the way up or all the way right or left to a different hierarchy. So if you have common data, or if you have data, it can be in the form of objects or properties or Boolean flags or string or whatever you have, which you think it's going to be shared or is going to be accessed in multiple views in your application, then yes, go ahead, put it into environment object. But if you're sharing only into master detail kind of a scenario, maybe you shouldn't be putting it into environment object. You can simply get away with passing the data when you're creating the destination view. All right, so that's it. This is the environment object in SwiftUI. If you like this video and want to support my channel, then check out my course, SwiftUI Declarative Interfaces for any Apple device. It is a 7-hour course and I keep on adding new content. And if you see, I have 567 students enrolled already with the highest rated SwiftUI course on Udemy with 4.7 rating. Let's check out the content of the course. You can see that we have building list and navigation, building grids in SwiftUI, state and binding, as well as MVVM design pattern, and implementing a complete app using a news API, fetching it from the web API using MVVM design pattern. And then it goes into gestures, property wrappers, models, and forms, and everything that you can imagine. And I keep on adding new stuff to the course so to make it better. Now here's the deal. The course link is already in the YouTube description, which has a coupon for you. And if you click on it, you can get the complete course for $9.99. And I highly recommend that you use the coupon. If you're interested in buying the course, please use the coupon, because if you use the coupon, then you can get the course for $9.99. And if you use my coupon, then I get to keep 90% of that particular revenue. If you use some other coupon to buy the same course, then I only get to keep 10%. But you'll get the price either way. So go ahead, check out the course. It's an amazing course. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write in the comments. Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting my videos.